What are the origins of the Chicago Southland International Film Festival, and what type of films do you pursue for it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Chicago Southland International Film Festival was kind of born out of an idea from my co-chair and co-founder, Suzanne Patterson. About 5 years ago, she had the idea of having a short film series, film screening series over the summer. And she invited three feature filmmakers to campus, and then she hosted a short film screening that included student works from the Chicagoland area. And my film was actually one of the films that was selected to be screened in that. And after the screening, I had been wanting to try and do something like that for years here at GSU, Governor State University. And I went up to Suzanne and I said, hey, it's so great that you're doing this. It's so great to meet you. I would really, really love to be a part of this if you plan to do this in the future. So the next year when she started planning things, I came to the table and we had a small group of us and we decided, well, if we're going to do this, let's do it big. So we decided to go ahead and make it an international film festival, and we launched it that very next year. And we were lucky enough to get some really wonderful films, including Bing Liu's Minding the Gap from Cartemquin. And we had about 39 short films that we screened that first year too.
So there are so many film festivals popping up in the landscape and reemerging while the pandemic is being mitigated. What do you think makes your fest unique among these festivals?
When we were doing some research and looking at what Illinois and Chicagoland had to offer as far as film festivals, there's quite a few film festivals in the Chicagoland, but there really wasn't any film festivals south of the city limits. We really wanted to bring the film festival atmosphere to Governor State University, and we felt like Governor State University specifically was positioned to bring a film festival to the fore here in the Southland because we already have this rich cultural community down here. We have the Center for Performing Arts. We have the Nathan Manilow Sculpture Park here on campus, which was just voted the #1 sculpture park in the country. So we just felt like we were uniquely positioned here in the Southland to bring a festival to this community.
There are many more people making films with technology making it possible. What are the advantages of that for a festival at your level, and what do you observe as a disadvantage?
That's an interesting question. I think with technology comes opportunity, certainly. It gives people the opportunity to make films that may otherwise not been able to. And I think that really brings diversity to what films are being made. It's a lot cheaper to make an independent film these days,
Yeah.
And to tell a story. So I think it only benefits kind of the filmmaking culture and the types of stories that are being made, and I think it just brings a rich diversity to what kind of films you might be able to screen. Are there challenges? I think with that comes some challenges in that these people who are using these technologies may not always be the most polished filmmakers in the world. But their stories are important. So, as festivals, I think we have to take that into account, and we have to kind of focus on not only the art of filmmaking itself, but some of these stories may have really important things to say. So we may want to include films that may not have that high polished look to them, but have really important messages. So I think that's something that kind of presents a challenge to film festivals.
How is film and cinema studying being served in academia today? Are we expanding the horizons in our post-technological age? And what deeper insights are being gathered as opposed maybe to a couple generations ago in the 70s or 80s?
Film studies is interesting, right? We're always going to be learning from the past. So we're going to have to look to our predecessors who have made film in the past as a guide to where we might go in the future, right? I always say you have to know the rules before you can break them. I think that's a pretty common saying. And I think that that's something that is always going to continue to be taught in film studies. And, nowadays, I think with the emergence of technology, like we were just talking about, I think that it opens the door to more people coming into film, deciding to become students of the film as an art, and it kind of just expands on this already rich history of filmmaking that we already have throughout the world. And I think it's really exciting.
Finally, give a complete plug for the 4th Chicago Southland International Film Festival, including dates, in-person screenings, and access to online screenings.
Absolutely. So Chicago Southland International Film Festival, we're really excited to be entering our 4th year. And our 4th year this year, we're going to be celebrating with a hybrid festival. The hybrid festival is going to start virtually online on October 11th. So that's Monday. And the short films will be available all the way through Sunday the 17th. And then our feature film showcase will start the weekend of October 15th, 16th, and 17th, which is also when our in-person festival is going to be taking place here on Governor State University's campus. So folks can go to CIFF, that's CSIFF.eventive.org to find out more, and also to take a look at our film guide, get to know, what films we have this year. We have 58 short films, and then decide, if they would like to bypass and come and experience everything that we have to offer, or if they would rather, just pick and choose which film programs they want to come to.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2021.